semua. So in this video, we are going to proceed our discussions of still in topic 1, but for example number 3. Okay, so the question is, determine whether equation x equals to vt squared is dimensionally correct, where x represent, okay, x is displacement, v is velocity, t is a time interval. So we have to prove that equations either dimensionally correct or not. Okay, so first step, we have to write down the equation. So just copy back the equation given. So x equals to vt squared. So that's step number 1. Okay, step number 2, you have to write down the dimension formula. So you have to remember that once you want to write down the dimension formula, you have to write the square bracket. Okay, so square can bracket all the quantities. So square bracket x equals to square bracket of v square bracket of t squared. Okay, but remember, velocity is still not in basic quantity. So kalau tak ingat dia punya basic quantity of velocity, so you boleh remember unit untuk velocity, which is ms -1, so meter per second. So dia punya dimension formula is equals to L t minus 1. Then copy balik, masuk dekat dalam solution. So L t minus 1 then t squared. Okay, and then after that, okay, you boleh simplify ataupun you can directly proceed to step number 3, which is write down the symbol of the dimension. Okay, so dimensions of displacement is, okay, bila kita nak write down the symbol of dimension, remember that kita kena open the square bracket and then you refer the table. Okay, for length, dimension is capital L, and then for the time, it should capital T. So maksudnya bila nak tulis dimension symbol, kebanyakannya kita guna capital letter lah. Okay, so kita masukkan L besar. Okay, -1 plus 2, so you akan dapat LT. Okay, so yang ini sebenarnya sebelah kiri saya terlupa. Kita boleh terus write down the dimensions of displacement, which is L. So apa yang kita perasan, left hand side, the dimensions left hand side and right hand side adalah tak sama. Betul? Tak sama. So kita wajib buat ayat conclusions, since dimension left hand side is not equals to the dimension right hand side, therefore the equation is not dimensionally correct. Okay, so ini step number 2. Then ini step number 3. Okay, and then the last one, you have to conclude sentence. Okay, so we done for part A and then we proceed for part B. Okay, kita kena prove juga. Show the expression V equals to V0 plus AT is dimensionally correct, where V and V0 represent velocity. Okay, cuma beza dia, V is final, V0 is initial velocity, A is acceleration and T is a time interval. So sama juga, what we have to do is just copy back the equation given tanpa kita berfikir panjang. B, step number 1, okay, plus AT, so that's step number 1. So apa-apa soalan pun you just have to follow the steps. Okay, and then step number 2, we have to write down the dimension formula. So ingat sekali lagi, bila nak tulis dimension formula, kena tulis square bracket. So square bracket kan semua, tak payah fikir panjang. Okay, square bracket A and then square bracket T, and then you have to make sure all the quantity must be in basic quantity. So velocity is, you know, the unit of velocity is ms, meter per second. So the basic quantity would be L, sorry, should be small letter, L t power of -1 equals to also the same, so it should be V naught L t power of -1. And then acceleration, the unit is ms, meter per second squared, so LT. Okay, so L t power of -2. Okay, and then you times with t. Okay, then you have to simplify the quantity. So yang this one you just ini dah step number 2. Okay, and then next kita nak tulis dimension symbol. Open the square bracket and then most of the symbol in capital letter, tapi tak semua, tapi I cakap most. Okay, so just replace. Okay, so you dapat kat sini LT power of -1 is equals to LT -1 plus -2 plus 1 is LT -1. Okay, so basically you akan dapat LT -1 dekat sini. Kat sini you dapat since LT power of -1 plus LT so you akan dapat 2 LT power of -1. Okay, but then remember, even we have number, but then number is dimensionless. Okay, so basically the dimensions left hand side and right hand side adalah sama. So left you dapat LT power of -1, and then right hand side also you got LT power of -1. Dua tu just number, so number is dimensionless. Okay, then you have to make conclude sentence since sama je, ayat dia sama je. Dimensions of left hand side is equals to dimensions of right hand side. Therefore, the equation, okay, tadi terlupa, sepatutnya you kena jawab is homogeneous and dimensionally correct. Okay, so this one is step number 3. Okay, so that's all for this video. Hopefully it will help you to find about on how to prove either the equation is dimensionally correct or not. So thank you very much.